Okay, hello students. I'm just going to show you some possibilities of what you might like to consider a worthy project for entering a competition this year, especially with the year that's in it. I think it might be an idea to model, do scientific, come mathematical research into how COVID-19 is transmitted amongst our community. So I'm just going to show you one option that you could use. NetLogo is a free software. It has an online version and it has a version that you could put on your Mac or your computer at home. So if you have done that, you would this would be what you would see. Actually, let me shut it down. Not open it again. So it's called the latest version is 6.11. There's no reason why you wouldn't use the latest version. Okay, so and that would bring up this is my entire window now. I'll open it out full screen, and I would so you can go to the models library. So in the models library there are hundreds of models of computer programs as such for different situations in the real world. And under biology there are several disease models. For example, and I'm looking for them here now, there's a HIV one, which is not related. It wouldn't be easily adjusted because it's a different mechanism of transmission. And there's a virus one here. So let's have a look at the virus one. So that virus one is down towards the bottom, the second last from the bottom of biology. There's the wolf sheep one, predation one. We often discuss that in when we're studying habitats in science. Okay, so with any of these programs, what you have is you have three windows you can look at. You have the interface, which is where the person who's playing you can call it a game, or running a single simulation. There's the information behind it. I could put that over on our website, or just not for now. I could take a big chunk of that actually, and I'll drop it onto the website. Okay, it's quite a lot of detail. It's open source, so it's not copyright. I'm off screen now. I'm just dropping that into the page we might use to keep organized on this. Okay, that's on our web page now. So that was the information. Most people, it's a bit like instructions. You don't have to. You could just jump straight in. This is the code. This is where the interesting stuff happens, and this is where if in order to contribute and make a project that you could win with, you'd have to change this so that it would, and you would have to make adjustments that make this realistic for COVID-19. So let's have a look at what we can control here. So Control++ will make the screen bigger, up to the size of the recording screen that I have here. And so you have the number of people in the model. So we're using a sampling of so many people. Let's just make it a maximum 300 people. So that sampling is supposed to represent an entire population. Okay, you set it up by creating those people, and you this is a snapshot of society. So at the moment, so many people at the moment, the red people, already have COVID-19. Now that is with a 3.3% infection rate. So it's up to you to change that counter based on the current sickness rate in Ireland, or the infection rate in Ireland. Okay. You also have to go and change these numbers. Excuse me, the duration you'll be sick for. You can find out an average. The infectious rate. Now that's to do with the R number, and that'll be quite interesting how you adjust that. The infectiousness. So you have to do a lot of homework. Does 100% mean you only infect one other person? I'm not too sure. So you'd have to do some homework on that. And the chance of recovery, you certainly want this up around in the mid 90s to reflect what's going on with COVID-19. However, I'm afraid that all the sick people will get better very quickly if I don't. So I want to give you a kind of a pretty maybe pessimistic view of the disease. So I have already set up, and by hitting go, by hitting this one, I think it's go once, but by hitting go, you just let things proceed, and we get counters here. So you saw the amount of sick people went increased and then it decreased again. There's immunity building up in society. Now, you might be able to, there's some question mark about whether there's immunity at all, or at least whether it lasts very long for COVID-19. So you'd have a lot of research to do if you took on this project. But behind all of this, there's thousands and thousands of lines of data which are easily taken into a spreadsheet and graphed. So it'll be a very interesting project. So I hope that's enough to get you thinking. I'd like to do that, and I'm interested in computers, and I'm interested in maths, I'm interested in science. So if you are, you might win €10,000 for the school, which is always a very good idea. And you can do it all, the entire thing can be done remotely. And maybe there aren't going to be that many people entering this year, so it might be the year to go for it.